Ah, do you smell it? Do you smell it, ladies and gentlemen? It's back. Finally, after months of waiting for the greatest game of all, Rugby League is officially back. I'm excited. I'm pumped up for it, man. I don't care if it's preseason. I don't care if they're trial games. I am excited for Rugby League to be back on our televisions. I cannot wait for the weekend, man. Holy crap. Rugby League is finally back. I can't wait. Peace in the world is at its best. Like things are going good now, man. The world is back to normal. Let's just put it that way. Tipping live streams are back. We're ready to go. It's been a big off season. We're ready for the new season now. Can't wait. Before I go any further, I want to say hello to everybody in the live chat. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, really do appreciate it. G'day to Jaden Lemming. G'day to Luke Sports Vlogs. G'day to Josh Sami. G'day to the great Jason Reeder. Hello to Liam Pritchard and everyone else that is watching. I hope you are all doing fantastic on this Tuesday afternoon. It is 5:07 p.m. I should say, February 3rd, 2025 or 2026. Gee whiz, getting my bloody dates and years mixed up here. It's been a while, man. I'm pumped, guys. I'm absolutely pumped up for this. Like, I know people are going to probably say, "Oh, settle down. It's only preseason." Don't care. I'm just keen for rugby league to be back on. So, looking forward to the weekend. 2 games to look forward to. 2 preseason games. We've got the Bulldogs take on the Cowboys on Saturday out at Nostrada Jubilee Stadium in Cogra. And followed by that is the Dragons and the Knights. It is a double header. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions on social media in my DMs about, am I going to the trial game this weekend in Sydney? I'm not. I'm not going. I've decided not to. I probably could have. If I really wanted to go, I probably could have. But I think it's best not to attend. It's just preseason. Like, there's no point flying an hour to Sydney, go to a preseason game, stay a night, at a hotel, come back the next day. It's just not worth it, I don't think. So I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm going to watch the game, watch it with family and friends. So should be a lot of fun. Anyway, let's get into it. Like and subscribe, guys. Appreciate you all for being here, as always. So we'll start with the first game, and obviously that is the 5:30 game on Saturday, the first rugby league game of the year. It is the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs up against my team, the North Queensland Cowboys. Now, there's no betting odds at this stage. I have heard, apparently there might be some betting odds on the game through the week, so I haven't heard anything as of yet. But Bulldogs and the Cowboys have both named fairly young sides. The Cowboys have named quite a few NRL first grade players in the side, but overall, there's a lot of young kids in the side. So let's go through it, man, and we'll talk about the Bulldogs first. Now, all due respect, from 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't have a clue who they are. Jonathan Silver for the Bulldogs. We've seen him play in the NRL. He's in the centres. They've got a halves pairing that I've never heard of. So, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to him. I've never heard of him before. Some of these blokes. For the Dogs, though, Sluga for Feeder gets a run with Samuel Hughes. Gordon Cham Tong is at hooker with a point to prove. Hepoi is at lock forward for Canterbury. They've got Fletcher Baker and that young Zion fella who came from the Warriors. He's on the bench for the Dogs. Having a look at the reserves, all the reserves for the Dogs, I've just got no idea who these guys are. Justin Matuma, number 24, he looks familiar for Canterbury, but quite a few unknowns for Canterbury. They've named a very young side. Obviously, the Bulldogs will play all their main stars like Stephen Crichton, Jacob Preston, all those sort of players next week in their other trial. But for the Cowboys, we've named a lot of, we've named a few experienced players here, the likes of Robert Derby, Zach Laibart, Mason Barber's the young fullback, so good luck to him. Liam Sutton at centre, Jackson Paulo on the wing. Jackson Paulo is an interesting one for me because Paulo has been a backup winger for quite some time now, and he just hasn't taken his opportunity the way I think he would have liked. And in the games that he did play for the Cowboys last year, he wasn't terrible. Like he had some good games here and there. So Jackson Paulo, good opportunity for him to make a mark here, but we'll see how he goes. Purdue and Clifford are the halves. So now, from what I understand, Purdue's been training at 7, so it's interesting to see him in the 6 here. Obviously, it's a battle between Purdue and Clifford on who will get the halfback spot for the Cowboys. So, obviously, both guys partnering each other in the halves this week. We'll see how they both go. Harrison Edwards in the front row with Thomas McKaylee, who's been named captain. I didn't expect Thomas McKaylee to be named captain at all. That come as a bit of a surprise to me. So, hopefully he rips in. Xavier Kurzik, I think he played 1 or 2 games last year. He's at hooker. Hillam Lukey to return. That's a big one. He's in the back row there with Kai O'Donnell. McIntyre at lock. See, I thought McIntyre would be the captain, but they've given McKaylee the opportunity. So good luck to McKaylee. And then I guess a couple of guys that I'm aware of that are on the bench and in the reserves. Zach Hertigan, he's a young halfback. Caden Lars is a front rower who played a fair bit of footy last season. Mason Kira is a young back rower. And then obviously a couple of these other reserves are very unknown. Ronald Fatolga, he's a winger. Keep an eye on him, man. He's been killing it in preseason. And Warumu Greg, who was at the Cowboys originally, went down to Parramatta, had a crack. Now he's come back up to the Cowboys on a train and trial deal. I'm interested to see how he goes. So, look, overall, obviously the Cowboys have got a lot more experience than the Bulldogs in this preseason game. I know it's in Sydney and it's at Cogra. It's a neutral venue for both teams. So I expect us to win this game. It's preseason. Doesn't really matter who wins and loses. But looking at both the teams and how strong both teams are, when you compare them, the Cowboys have a lot more experience than the Bulldogs, especially in the back line. Like Derby, Laibart, Paulo, and then you put Purdue Clifford in the halves, like very experienced. And then the back row with Lukey and O'Donnell and McIntyre and all these guys, Edwards, McKaylee. I think we win on Saturday against the Bulldogs, and to be honest, I think we win well. I know people are going to call me cocky for saying that, but you compare the two teams, I think we'll be too good for the Bulldogs on Saturday. So I'm going to say Cowboys win and Cowboys win well. My score prediction, I'm going to go the Cowboys 36 points to 18, an 18-point win, 36 to 18. First try scorer, I'm going to go Zach Laibart at center to score the first try. For an anytime try scorer for the Cowboys, I'm going to go with, I'm going to go Kai O'Donnell for an anytime try scorer in the back row. And if I had to pick a Bulldogs try scorer, I'm going to go Gordon Cham Kamtong to score a try. Because why not? So, yeah, Cowboys by 18. Hopefully we get the job done in the preseason trial. And the final game, the 7:30 game, the game straight after Bulldogs-Cowboys, the main event of the preseason challenge of round 1. The Dragons take on the Knights, and it's a 7:30 kickoff. Now, there are quite a few experienced NRL guys in both squads here. Like the Dragons have got a few young blokes, and Newcastle got a fair few experienced guys. So let's have a look here. So the Dragons went with Torrell Sloan at fullback, Tupolotu on the wing with Set 2-2, David Fale or David Farley, I can't pronounce it, my apologies. Matthew Feagai at centre, King Togias at 5'8". They've got some experienced guys like Josh Kerr, Toby Couchman, Ryan Couchman, Jacob Halanganu, and Hame Sele in the forward pack. That Jacob Halanganu, I've heard a lot about him. So he's one to watch. I think he's a chance of making their round one side. If he plays well here, he could make their side. Hayden Buchanan, I believe he's a centre. He had a couple of games last year. Loco Pacifica Tonga. I like the look of him. He's a really good young front rower. He looks the goods, man. Blake Laurie is in the reserves. Blake Laurie's another one where I thought he was going to go to the Tigers. I thought it was a done deal, but obviously didn't go through. He has a big point to prove, Blake Laurie. Now, for the Knights have named a lot of experience, actually. So let's have a look at what they got here. Fletcher Hunt at fullback, James Schiller, Kyle McCarthy, Wilson. I don't know who Wilson the Corsi is. No idea who that is. Greg Marju on the other wing. Again, he's another one with a point to prove. Fletcher Sharp and Sandon Smith in the halves. I'm keen to see how that goes. It's between Fletcher Sharp and Sandon Smith for the Knights halfback, apparently. So, keen to see how those two go. Jacob Saifidi and Trey Mooney up in the front row. Harrison Graham, who came from the Dolphins. He's at hooker. Thomas Cant, who played a few games last year in the back row. Jermaine McGowan, he's one to watch, man. He looked good last year. The games he played, he looked solid as, to be honest. Tyson Frizzell at lock, and he's the captain for this game for the Knights. Tyson Gamble, Matt Croker, Matt Arthur, Pasami Solo, all on the bench. And in the reserves, I've got Brody Jones, that young fullback, Connor Patano, Asu Kapoa, who came from the Tigers, Peter Holler, I think he came from the Cowboys. And, yeah. Look, this is a fairly even game, I reckon, Dragons and Knights. I feel like if I'm comparing the two games on Saturday, which is going to be the closer game, I feel like Dragons-Knights is going to be a closer game. The Knights probably look stronger on paper, and they probably look better. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how both these sides go. Like, the Dragons have got a couple of really good young gems coming through, like Toby Couchman, Jacob Halanganu, Loco Pacifica Tonga, Matthew Feagai, Hayden Buchanan as a young centre. Like the Dragons have got some really good kids coming through, but the Knights seem to have just a little more quality, I feel like, especially with Fletcher Sharp and Sandon Smith in the halves. Both guys have a point to prove. This is going to be really close, this trial game. I don't know which way to lean. Look, if you guys have seen my ladder prediction, I've got Knights last. I've got Dragons last and Knights second last. This trial game, I have no idea. Like obviously, Dragons are going to be more focused on the Charity Shield next week when they play South. I think I'm going to go the Knights in this one. It's going to be close. I don't think there'll be much in it. Could even be a draw. Like, you do get a couple of draws occasionally through the preseason games because there's no extra time. So, it's going to be close. I think I'm going to lean towards the Knights just because Fletcher Sharp, Sandon Smith, I've got more trust in those guys, and I feel like the Knights forward pack's a bit stronger. So, I'm going to say the Knights win. We'll say by 4 points. I don't know. If I had to go a scoreline, I'd probably go something like 26-22, Newcastle. First try scorer, I think I'm going to go... I think I like Christian Tuipulotu on the wing to score the first try. The money man, the one that does the try celebrations. Feel like he might score the first try. anytime try scorers, though, I feel like Fletcher Sharp will probably score a try. And if I had to go another one, at any time try score for the Dragons, I'll go the young back row with Jacob Halanganu. I think he's the goods, man. He looks solid. So I think Cowboys will win by about 18 on Saturday, and I think the Knights will win by about 4 points on Saturday. So that's going to wrap things up from my end, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I know it's only preseason, but it's just great to have rugby league back on our televisions. And, you know, I will say this, you know, if you're a Cowboys fan and you live in Sydney, or if you're close to Sydney, get to the game on Saturday, man. Support the young boys. Get around it. The only reason why I'm not doing it is because I don't want to, I'm not traveling an hour on a plane and then, paying more money on accommodation and flights. I'd rather save that for the big season, the regular season stuff. So anyway, I'll tell you now, though, if I lived in Sydney, I'd definitely be at this game on the weekend, but I'm just gonna watch it from home and enjoy it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. And let me know in the comment section below if there's any player that I should look out for on the weekend. Is there anyone that I should keep an eye on? Let me know your predictions for the trial games this weekend. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one.